Before I teach you anything about the market, I need to tell you something most traders are too weak to accept. You do not have a trading problem. You have a brain problem. And until you understand that, you can keep changing strategies, keep changing indicators, keep changing time frames, keep changing accounts, keep watching videos, keep buying courses, keep telling yourself that this time will be different. It will not be different. Because you are bringing the same mind into every system. The same impatience. The same greed. The same revenge. The same fear. The same need to prove something. The same wounded ego that cannot take a loss like a man, cannot take profit like a professional, cannot sit still like a hunter, and cannot walk away like someone who respects money. That is why you keep losing. Not because the market is too hard. The market is hard, yes. Brutal. Cold. Completely indifferent. But the market is not the first enemy. You are. And until you become disgusted enough with your own behavior to stop negotiating with it, nothing will change. I know that sounds harsh. Good. It should. Because soft words do not wake up a trader who is addicted to self-destruction. A soft sentence will not stop your hand from clicking buy after 3 losses. A motivational quote will not stop you from moving your stop loss when price gets close. A YouTube video will not sit beside you at the desk and slap your hand away when you are about to revenge trade. A mentor cannot climb inside your nervous system and make you patient. No one is coming. That is the first truth. No one is coming. Your mother is not coming. Your father is not coming. Your girlfriend is not coming. Your boyfriend is not coming. Your friends are not coming. Your dog is not coming. Your cat is not coming. No one is going to walk into your room, close your laptop, and say, "Enough. You are destroying yourself." Maybe they should. But they will not. Because they do not understand this game. They do not understand what happens when a man is alone in front of a chart, watching money flicker up and down, feeling his identity rise and fall with every candle. They do not understand the sickness of wanting to stop but clicking again. They do not understand how a trader can lose money, feel pain, promise to change, and then repeat the exact same mistake 20 minutes later. They do not understand because this game is lonely. Trading is not a team sport. It may look like numbers and candles, but inside, it is closer to boxing. Closer to tennis. Closer to golf. Closer to standing alone under pressure where nobody can swing the racket for you, nobody can throw the punch for you, nobody can take the shot for you. When the moment comes, it is you. Only you. Your rules. Your fear. Your greed. Your hand. Your click. Your consequence. And this is why most people will never make it. Not because they are stupid. Some are very smart. Not because they are lazy. Some work very hard. Not because they have no dream. Many have powerful reasons. They want to escape poverty. They want to help their parents. They want to stop being disrespected. They want freedom. They want to pay medical bills. They want to prove they are not a failure. They want to build a life that does not feel like a cage. I understand that. But the market does not care about your reason. It does not care that you started trading because your family needs help. It does not care that you are tired of your job. It does not care that you want to move out. It does not care that you lost years of your life. It does not care that you are desperate. Actually, desperation makes you weaker. The more you need the market to save you, the more the market will punish you. That is one of the cruelest truths in this game. The people who need money the most usually trade the worst. Because need creates pressure. Pressure creates urgency. Urgency creates bad decisions. Bad decisions create losses. Losses create revenge. Revenge creates destruction. Then the trader says, "Why does this keep happening to me?" Because you are not rewired. You are still the same person. You are still bringing animal instinct into a game that punishes animal instinct. Understand this clearly. Human beings are not naturally built to trade well. We are built to survive. We are built to avoid pain. We are built to chase reward. We are built to react to danger. We are built to feel fear when something threatens us. We are built to want relief. But trading demands the opposite. Trading demands that you accept pain when the stop loss comes. Trading demands that you ignore reward when the setup is not clean. Trading demands that you do nothing when your body wants action. Trading demands that you cut the trade when your ego wants to be right. Trading demands that you take profit when greed says, more. Trading demands that you stop after a loss when anger says, get it back. This is why trading feels like war inside the body. Because you are fighting your own wiring. And the market is the battlefield. Many traders do not understand this. They think rewiring the brain means watching 3 psychology videos and writing a few rules in a notebook. No. That is not rewiring. That is decoration. Rewiring is painful. Rewiring is repetitive. Rewiring is humiliating. Rewiring is looking at yourself after another stupid trade and saying, I did this. Not the market. Not manipulation. Not bad luck. I did this. That moment is where change begins. But most traders cannot stay there. They run from that truth. They blame the broker. They blame the news. They blame the setup. They blame the strategy. They blame the time frame. They blame liquidity. They blame algorithms. They blame everything except the one thing that was present in every single one of their worst trades. Themselves. I had to learn this the hard way. When people talk about traders who made large money, they usually talk about the final number. They talk about the legend. They talk about the profit. They talk about one famous trade. They talk as if success appears suddenly, like a clean candle breaking resistance. That is not how it works. Before any trader becomes calm, he meets the worst version of himself. Before he becomes disciplined, he sees how undisciplined he really is. Before he becomes patient, he watches himself destroy money because he could not wait 5 more minutes. Before he becomes consistent, he sees how many times he lied to himself. And if he survives that mirror, maybe he has a chance. Maybe. Not guaranteed. A chance. That is already more than most people get. Because 90% of traders never truly face themselves. They lose money, but they do not learn. They feel pain, but they do not change. They hit drawdown, but they do not become honest. They blow accounts and still say, next time I just need a better entry. No. Next time you need a better brain. You need a brain that does not treat every candle like a personal emergency. You need a brain that does not turn $100 of profit into a fantasy of $1,000. You need a brain that can say, I'm done for today, and actually be done. You need a brain that does not jump from strategy to strategy every time it feels uncomfortable. You need a brain that can lose without revenge. You need a brain that can win without becoming arrogant. You need a brain that can watch the market move without needing to participate. That is rewiring. Not finding the perfect indicator. Not adding more screens. Not joining another Discord. Not buying another prop firm challenge after you failed the last one by doing the same emotional nonsense. Rewiring means you become a different operator under pressure. The chart can be the same. The setup can be the same. The market can be the same. But your reaction changes. That is the goal. Because your reaction is your career. You want to know why you overtrade? Because your brain thinks action equals control. You feel uncertain, so you click. You feel behind, so you click. You feel bored, so you click. You feel like you missed a move, so you click. You lose money, so you click. You make money, so you click again. Click. 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 And every click trains the addiction deeper. Then you say, I do not know why I keep overtrading. Yes, you do. Because overtrading gives you relief. For a moment. It gives you the feeling that you are doing something. It gives your anxious brain a task. It gives your ego a chance to recover. It gives your boredom stimulation. It gives your desperation a lottery ticket. But it does not give you professionalism. It gives you damage. Every unnecessary trade damages you. Not only financially. Psychologically. Every time you break a rule, you teach your brain that rules are optional. Every time you revenge trade, you teach your brain that pain should be answered with more risk. Every time you move a stop, you teach your brain that fear is stronger than discipline. Every time you hop strategies after a loss, you teach your brain to run away from discomfort instead of studying it. Then you wonder why you have no confidence. How can you have confidence when you keep betraying yourself? Confidence is not built from winning trades. Confidence is built from self-trust. And self-trust is built when you do what you said you would do. You said you would stop after 2 losses. Did you? You said you would only take A+ setups. Did you? You said you would not trade in chop. Did you? You said you would not move your stop. Did you? You said you would take profit at your target. Did you? If the answer is no, then stop asking why you feel unstable. You feel unstable because your own brain knows you are not reliable. That is the truth. A trader who cannot trust himself will always panic. Because deep down he knows that if pressure comes, he may do something stupid. So the anxiety is not random. It is your own mind saying, I do not trust you with this account. And maybe your mind is correct. Maybe you have not earned trust yet. Good. Now you know what to build. You do not build trust with motivation. You build it with proof. Small proof. Daily proof. Boring proof. You follow one rule today. Then another tomorrow. You stop after your max loss one day. Then you do it again. You take only your best setup one day. Then you do it again. You close the chart when your session ends one day. Then you do it again. This is how the brain rewires. Not through emotion. Through repetition under discomfort. You must repeat the correct behavior while the old impulse is screaming. That is the important part. It is easy to be disciplined when you feel good. That does not count. The real rewiring happens when your body wants revenge and you close the laptop. When greed says hold for more and you follow the plan. When fear says cut early and you let the trade breathe. When boredom says find something and you do nothing. When shame says make it back and you walk away. That is where the old brain dies. One refusal at a time. Most traders want transformation without withdrawal. Impossible. If you are addicted to overtrading, reducing trades will feel uncomfortable. If you are addicted to revenge trading, stopping after a loss will feel like weakness. If you are addicted to strategy hopping, staying with one method through normal drawdown will feel painful. If you are addicted to gambling, waiting for clean setups will feel boring. Good. That discomfort is the withdrawal. That is your brain losing its old drug. Do not run from it. That is the doorway. Many traders hit this point and quit the discipline before it has time to work. They say, "This is too boring. I feel like I'm missing opportunities. I need more trades. I need more confirmation. I need something else." No. You need to sit in the bottom until your brain stops needing chaos. Because right now, chaos feels normal to you. That is the problem. A calm trading day feels wrong to an addicted trader. A day with 0 trades feels like failure. A small green day feels disappointing. A controlled loss feels unfinished. This is how damaged the mind becomes. It no longer recognizes good behavior because good behavior does not give the same emotional rush. You must retrain your reward system. You must learn to feel proud of a day where you did not trade because there was no setup. You must learn to feel proud of a small profit taken cleanly. You must learn to feel proud of a stop loss respected. You must learn to feel proud of closing the platform while your ego still wants more. That is the new reward. Not the rush. The discipline. If you cannot learn to enjoy discipline, you will keep chasing stimulation. And stimulation will ruin you. This is where rock bottom enters the story. I do not romanticize rock bottom. Do not misunderstand me. I'm not saying you should destroy your life to become a trader. That is stupid. If you can learn before the collapse, learn before the collapse. If you can wake up after losing $1,000, wake up there. If you can wake up after losing $10,000, wake up there. Do not wait for $100,000. Do not wait for bankruptcy. Do not wait for your relationship to break. Do not wait until your family looks at you differently. Do not wait until your body is sick from stress. Do not wait until you hate the sound of market open. But I will tell you the truth. Many traders do not change until pain becomes heavier than the addiction. That is rock bottom. Rock bottom is not only losing money. Rock bottom is the moment you can no longer respect yourself. You look at your account. You look at your trades. You look at your repeated promises. You realize you are not unlucky. You are not misunderstood. You are not one setup away. You are the one doing this. That moment can break a person. Or it can build him. It depends what he does next. Some traders hit rock bottom and become honest. Others hit rock bottom and become bitter. They blame the market. They blame life. They blame everyone. They keep gambling. They keep escaping. They lose more. Some lose millions and still never understand. Because losing money alone does not create wisdom. Pain does not automatically teach. Pain only teaches the person who is willing to listen. This is why some traders can lose $10,000 and change forever, while others lose $1 million and still behave like children. The amount is not the lesson. The honesty is the lesson. You must become honest enough to say, "I'm disgusted by my actions." Not by yourself as a human being. There is a difference. You are not worthless. But your behavior may be disgusting. Your lack of control may be disgusting. Your lying may be disgusting. Your revenge trading may be disgusting. Your gambling may be disgusting. Your refusal to stop may be disgusting. That disgust can save you if you use it correctly. Not as shame. As fuel. There is a clean type of disgust. It does not say, I'm nothing. It says, I refuse to continue living like this. That sentence has power. I refuse to keep donating my money because I cannot control my finger. I refuse to keep lying to myself after every blown account. I refuse to keep calling gambling trading. I refuse to keep using the market to escape my life. I refuse to keep destroying my future for a dopamine hit. That is the beginning of rewiring. Not strategy. Refusal. A deep refusal to continue being the old version. Until you reach that point, you will keep negotiating. You will say, maybe tomorrow I'll be better. You will say, maybe with this new setup I'll be disciplined. You will say, maybe if I get funded again, I'll take it seriously. No. You do not become serious because the account is bigger. You become serious because you decide the old behavior is finished. And if you cannot decide that, trading will eat you. Not dramatically. Slowly. It will drain your money. Then your confidence. Then your energy. Then your relationships. Then your self-respect. And one day you will not even recognize yourself. You will be sitting in front of the screen, angry, exhausted, isolated, still clicking, still hoping, still telling yourself the next trade will fix what the last trade broke. That is not trading. That is a cage. If you are there, I'm not going to lie to you. Quit or change. Those are the only two options. Do not continue halfway. Half discipline is expensive. Half commitment is expensive. Half honesty is expensive. If you are trading for fun, go to Vegas. At least there are lights and drinks. The market is not a playground. It is a battlefield of discipline. And people like me, people who trained, people who waited, people who learned to control themselves, will take money from people who cannot. That is the sad truth. Every dollar you lose goes somewhere. The market is not a charity. When you donate through emotional trading, someone else receives it. Sometimes that person is calm. Sometimes that person is patient. Sometimes that person waited while you chased. Sometimes that person sold to you when your greed was high. Sometimes that person bought from you when your fear forced you out. This is how the game works. It is not personal. It is transfer. Money moves from the impulsive to the patient. From the emotional to the disciplined. From the desperate to the prepared. From the gambler to the professional. So ask yourself, which side are you on? Do not answer with words. Answer with your last 20 trades. Your trade history tells the truth. Not your intention. Not your dream. Not your notes. Your executions. Your entries. Your exits. Your broken rules. Your revenge trades. Your screenshots. That is your mirror. And if the mirror is ugly, good. Now you have something real to fix. The first step to rewiring is not adding. It is removing. Remove random trades. Remove strategy hopping. Remove oversized risk. Remove trading after max loss. Remove trading when tired. Remove trading when angry. Remove trading to impress people. Remove trading because you are bored. Remove trading because you want to escape your life. Most traders try to improve by adding more. More indicators. More confirmations. More sessions. More markets. More accounts. But their life does not need more trading. It needs less stupidity. Less impulse. Less noise. Less ego. Less desperation. If you simply stop doing the worst 5 behaviors, your results would change faster than adding 5 new techniques. But stopping is hard. Because stopping forces you to feel the thing you were escaping. That is why people overtrade. They are not only chasing money. They are escaping. Escaping boredom. Escaping fear. Escaping poverty. Escaping loneliness. Escaping shame. Escaping the feeling that their life is not moving. Escaping the thought that they are behind. Escaping the need to face themselves. Trading becomes the escape door. But if you use the market to escape pain, you will create more pain. The market is not therapy. The market is a pressure machine. Whatever you bring into it becomes amplified. Bring greed, it becomes leverage. Bring fear, it becomes hesitation. Bring insecurity, it becomes overtrading. Bring desperation, it becomes revenge. Bring discipline, it becomes opportunity. That is why rewiring the brain is not only a trading project. It is a life project. You may need to fix your sleep. You may need to fix your schedule. You may need to fix your relationship with money. You may need to fix your need for validation. You may need to fix your addiction to stimulation. You may need to fix the way you respond to pain. You cannot live like chaos and trade like a professional. It does not work. The market will find the chaos. I have seen traders who go to the gym, eat clean, run, meditate, and still trade like animals. Because physical discipline is not the same as trading discipline. Trading is a different beast. In the gym, effort is rewarded more directly. You push harder, you may get stronger. In trading, pushing harder can make you poorer. In running, more distance can build endurance. In trading, more trades can destroy discipline. In business, more work can create more output. In trading, more screen time can create more mistakes. This is why traders get confused. They bring normal world logic into the market. The market does not reward normal world logic. It rewards selective aggression and deep restraint. You must be aggressive only when the setup deserves it. And invisible the rest of the time. Most traders are the opposite. They are aggressive when emotional and scared when opportunity appears. That is why they lose. Rewiring means reversing that. You stop acting when emotional. You act when conditions are clear. You stop increasing risk after pain. You increase only after proof. You stop chasing movement. You wait for location. You stop reacting to candles. You respond to structure. You stop needing to be right. You focus on being consistent. This sounds simple. It is not. Because the old brain will fight you. The old brain will say, take this one. The old brain will say, you can make it back. The old brain will say, this setup is different. The old brain will say, if you don't enter now, you miss the move. The old brain will say, you are already down, so what does it matter? That last sentence is poison. What does it matter? It matters. Every click matters. Every broken rule matters. Every small betrayal matters. Because you are not only trading money. You are training identity. When you break a rule, you are voting for the old identity. When you follow a rule, you are voting for the new identity. Rewiring is voting. Again and again. Until the new identity becomes stronger. This is why consistency starts small. A trader says, I want to make $1,000 a day. But he cannot even stop after 2 losses. Start there. A trader says, I want to pass a funded account. But he cannot follow a max daily loss. Start there. A trader says, I want to trade full time. But he cannot set through one pullback without panic. Start there. A trader says, I want freedom. But he is a slave to every candle. Start there. Do not build fantasies above broken foundations. Fix the foundation. The foundation is behavior. The foundation is your ability to do what you said you would do. If you cannot do that, nothing else matters. Not your setup. Not your win rate. Not your risk to reward. Not your backtest. Not your chart theme. Not your expensive monitor. Not your prop firm login. Nothing. A rule you do not follow is not a rule. It is decoration. Most traders have decorated trading plans. Beautiful words. No obedience. They write, I will not revenge trade. Then they revenge trade. They write, I will only take A+ setups. Then they take garbage. They write, I will stop at max loss. Then they open another position. This is not a strategy issue. This is self-respect. A trader who respects himself keeps promises to himself. A trader who does not will always be dangerous to his own account. So how do you rewire? You make the correct behavior unavoidable. You reduce the room for negotiation. You use hard limits. You use checklists. You use trade limits. You use max loss logs. You write the plan before session. You journal after every trade. You review screenshots. You mark every rule break. You stop trusting memory. Memory lies. Your brain will soften the story later. It will say, it was not that bad. It will say, I had a reason. It will say, the setup was almost valid. No. Screenshots tell the truth. Journal the truth. Did you follow the rule or not? Yes or no? No poetry. No excuses. No dramatic explanation. Yes or no? That kind of honesty rewires faster than any motivational speech. Because the brain needs evidence. You need to see the pattern. Maybe every blown day starts after the second loss. Maybe every revenge trade happens after you miss a move. Maybe every strategy hop happens after a normal drawdown. Maybe every oversized trade happens after a green morning. Maybe every stupid trade happens when you are tired. Good. Now you know where the enemy enters. Lock that door. If you lose 2 trades, done. If you miss the move, no chase. If you are up your daily goal, done. If you are tired, no live trading. If you feel revenge, walk away. If you switch strategy mid-session, platform closed. These rules are not punishment. They are protection. You are protecting the new brain from the old brain. At first, the old brain will scream. It will say you are missing opportunities. It will say you are being too strict. It will say real traders are flexible. Do not listen. A trader with no discipline does not need flexibility. He needs containment. Flexibility comes later. After control. Not before. Giving flexibility to an impulsive trader is like giving alcohol to an alcoholic and calling it freedom. No. First containment. Then skill. Then size. Then freedom. In that order. Many traders want freedom first. That is why they fail. They want freedom to trade any setup, any session, any size, any time. That is not freedom. That is chaos. Real freedom comes from mastery. Mastery comes from discipline. Discipline comes from repetition. Repetition comes from rules. Rules come from pain. Pain, if you listen, becomes wisdom. That is the path. There is no shortcut. You can try to avoid it, but the market will bring you back to the same lesson. Overtrading. Revenge trading. Gambling. Strategy hopping. Fear. Greed. Self-sabotage. Again and again. The lesson repeats until the trader changes or disappears. That is why I say trading is not for everyone. Not because some people are less valuable. Because some people are not willing to become the type of person trading demands. That is okay. There are many ways to live. Many ways to make money. Many ways to build a life. You do not need to trade. But if you choose this game, stop treating it like entertainment. Stop treating it like a casino. Stop treating it like a place to heal your childhood, prove your worth, impress strangers, or escape your life. The market is not interested. It will take everything from the person who treats it casually. And it will still not feel bad. I want you to think about your job. Maybe you make $100 a day. Maybe $200. Maybe $300. Maybe you work hard for that money. You spend hours. You deal with people. You use your body. You use your mind. Then you come to the market and throw away $500 because you could not take profit. Why? Why is $500 not enough for you? Why is $100 profit not enough when you would work all day for the same money? Why do you respect money outside the market but disrespect it on the chart? Because on the chart, money becomes numbers. And numbers do not feel real until they are gone. This is another rewiring you must do. You must reconnect trading money to real life. $100 is food. $200 is bills. $500 is time. $1,000 is breathing room. $5,000 can change a month. Stop treating profit like it is fake because it appears on a screen. That disrespect is why you give it back. You are up $500 and instead of stopping, you say, I can make $1,000. Then you lose it. Now you are angry. Then you try to make back the $500 you already had. Now you lose another $500. A green day becomes a red day. Not because of the market. Because enough was not enough. That is greed. And greed is usually fear in disguise. Fear that you are behind. Fear that the money is not enough. Fear that this opportunity will not come again. Fear that if you stop now, you are small. But a professional does not need to squeeze every dollar from every day. A professional survives. A professional compounds. A professional knows that stopping green is strength. An amateur thinks stopping green is weakness. He wants more. Then more takes everything back. If you want to rewire, you must learn the word enough. Enough for today. Enough risk. Enough trades. Enough damage. Enough screen time. Enough excuses. Enough lies. Enough. That word is powerful. Rock bottom often begins with that word. Enough. I am done destroying myself. I am done blaming the market. I am done gambling and calling it trading. I am done hopping strategies because I cannot handle drawdown. I am done revenge trading because my ego is hurt. I am done pretending I am serious while acting like an addict. That is the line. Once you cross it, Your actions must change immediately. Not emotionally. Practically. You build rules. You reduce size. You reduce trades. You choose one model. You track behavior. You review every day. You stop after limits. You make trading boring on purpose. Yes. Boring on purpose. Because if trading is too exciting, you are probably doing something wrong. Professional trading should not feel like a casino. It should feel like a process. Preparation. Waiting. Execution. Management. Review. Again. 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 Not every day will be profitable. Not every week will be easy. Not every setup will work. But the process must remain. That is what rewires the brain. Consistency of behavior over time. The old brain wants intensity. The new brain wants stability. The old brain wants to recover now. The new brain wants to survive the month. The old brain wants to prove something. The new brain wants to execute. The old brain wants to feel alive. The new brain wants to stay in business. You must choose which brain gets to trade. This is not dramatic. This is daily. Every morning, you choose. Will the addict trade today? Or will the professional trade today? Will the wounded ego trade today? Or will the patient operator trade today? Will the gambler trade today? Or will the risk manager trade today? The market will know the answer. Your account will know the answer. Your journal will know the answer. And eventually, your life will show the answer. So do not lie. If you are still breaking rules, you are not rewired. If you are still revenge trading, you are not rewired. If you are still hopping strategies every week, you are not rewired. If you are still treating profit like it is never enough, you are not rewired. If you still cannot walk away, you are not rewired. Good. Now you know the work. The point is not to feel bad. The point is to stop pretending. There is a version of you who can trade well. But he will not appear by accident. You have to build him. Through pain. Through repetition. Through boring discipline. Through refusing the old impulse. Through accepting losses. Through respecting money. Through walking away. Through choosing process when emotion wants chaos. No one can do this for you. Not me. Not another trader. Not a mentor. Not your family. Not your friends. Not some strategy seller on the internet. I can wake you up, but I cannot stand over your shoulder every session. I cannot force you to take profit. I cannot force you to stop loss. I cannot force you not to click. I cannot force you to respect your own rules. At some point, you either become the person or you do not. That is the brutal freedom of trading. Everything is on you. And that is also why trading can transform a person. Because if you really do this, if you truly rewire, you do not only become better at charts. You become harder to manipulate by your own emotions. You become more patient. More honest. More controlled. More selective. More respectful of money. More aware of your impulses. You stop being an animal chasing stimulation. You become an operator. Calm. Quiet. Dangerous. Not dangerous because you take huge risks. Dangerous because you do not donate money anymore. Dangerous because you wait. Dangerous because you stop. Dangerous because you can lose and remain stable. Dangerous because you no longer need the market to save you. That is the trader who has a chance. Not the loud one. Not the desperate one. Not the one who posts every win. The quiet one. The one who hit enough pain and decided not to waste it. That is important. Do not waste your pain. If you already lost money, learn. If you already broke rules, learn. If you already hit bottom, use it. Do not turn pain into bitterness. Turn it into structure. Every mistake becomes a rule. Every blown day becomes a warning. Every revenge trade becomes a line you no longer cross. Every account you lost becomes tuition only if you actually change. If you do not change, it was not tuition. It was just destruction. So ask yourself now. What has the market been trying to teach you that you keep refusing to learn? Maybe it is that you trade too much. Maybe it is that you risk too much. Maybe it is that you cannot accept being wrong. Maybe it is that you are trading to escape your life. Maybe it is that you are not ready for size. Maybe it is that you do not have a strategy problem. You have a self-control problem. Whatever it is, stop running. Write it down. Face it. Build rules around it. Then prove, day after day, that you are no longer that person. This is how you rewire the brain for trading. Not through hope. Not through hype. Not through another video. Through disgust with the old behavior. Through honest repetition. Through rules that protect you from yourself. Through accepting that no one is coming. Through becoming the kind of person who can sit alone with pressure and not collapse. That is the real work. That is what trading takes. And if you are not willing to do that, stop. Seriously. Stop. There is no shame in choosing another path. But there is shame in continuing to destroy yourself while pretending you are a trader. Because trading is not clicking buttons. Trading is not chasing candles. Trading is not gambling with chart language. Trading is self-mastery under financial pressure. And if you cannot master yourself, the market will master you. Every time. So this is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not after the next account. Not after the next strategy. Now. Either you wake up, or you continue paying the market for the same lesson. And the market will take your money either way. The only question is whether you finally become the type of trader who stops donating.